Alright. It's a little loud, but that works. That works. Okay. Alright, cool. Pick it up from where we left off yesterday. Path of the First Fall. Let's see, where did we just end? We just beat the tree dragon. Oh, we're climbing up the mountain path. Yes, we can't go this way yet because we haven't gone up there yet. This is where I ended yesterday. Because of, 100% completeness. So... steal that. Let me see here. An ether, yay! Come here, boys. Got a bone to pick with you. Oh, he gave me a sturdy bone. Ooh, nope, nope, nope. Run away, run away, run away. Follow me. Yeah, let's get this guy. Who's attacking that? You're gonna draw that thing into it. Maybe not. Yeah. No! It's immune, guys. We gotta run. We gotta run. We gotta run. There's no hope. There's no hope. Just run. Ball here. Ugh. Noah is silenced. Bring him back. Please don't do anything reckless anymore, guys. Come on. I'm poisoned. I'm no longer poisoned. I love it when you have the gambit set up just nice. So you cover all the main status effects. I thought I heard a flapping. They do me that. Well, let's go this way. See if we have any. We do have a couple of chests. It'd be like 56 gil for an ether. Nope. So do shielded armor. I am. Oops, that's the wrong button. Nobody can use Shielded armor. Heavy armor 4. Nice armor. You're the only one who can use heavy armor, aren't you? Heavy armor 7. 5. There it is. He doesn't have enough to get it anywhere near enough. So yeah, to answer my own question from yesterday, I could have gone up directly from here, when I first got here, and bypassed all of this nonsense. It would have been a lot faster. But this is more fun. You got the friends.
Yeah.
Oh, we go this way. Up. Up and up and up. More of the same. Right? And again, maybe not. And we're on E6. Bet you we're gonna go see Sid. Excuse me. That volume is still on. I'm going to turn that off. Feel a little lightheaded by that much. Traveling merchant. Bowline sash. 13,000. Immune to sleep, which would be nice. Immune to disable and immobilize, that would be nice. Immune to silence, that is very nice. Feeling confused? Ooh. Six-footed sled. Gladius. Thorned mace. Someone can use that. Glacial staff. Demon's bane. Elfin bow. Alright, so ice brand. That's Yeah, I know, the elementals showing up really screwed. Alright, time to waste all my money. Buy a nice brand. Have a flame tongue and a nice brand. I want elfin bow. Yeah, we can get rid of this now. Yeah, get rid of this. Chrome to leather. We apparently don't need meat. I don't feel like talking to anyone else anymore. Cutscene.
Is he sleeping?
No, my child.
Whoa.
I do not sleep. I dream. For reality and illusion are a duality. Two parts of a whole. Only the mirror of dreams reflects what is true.
Anastasis, Your Grace. I am
Lay
Ashelia.
down your words. Ashelia, daughter of Ramanas, I have dreamt your dream. Who better to carry on the Dalmascan line than she who bears the Dawn Shard?
I don't need to drink while this goes on.
Your dream of a kingdom restored is known to me.
Grand Kiltius, then give us your blessing. Grant the Lady Ash her accession
I do not
to
suppose this is something you might reconsider. My little Emperor-in-waiting. You called and I have come.
This is the man I wanted you to meet. Believe it or not, he is a member of the noble house Margrace, rulers of the Rosarian Empire.
I am but one of very, very many. Try as I might, I could not stop this war alone. Thus, I came seeking Lars's assistance. Alcide Margrace at your service. To think I stand before the Lady Ash, it is truly an honor. I see it is true after all. Stunning is Dalmasca's desert bloom.
In Arcadia, Larsa. In Rosaria, Alcid. They dream not of war. Should empire join with empire, the way will open for a new Evilis in our time.
Grand Kiltius, you speak much of dreams, but in the real world, war is upon us.
Grand Kiltius, I was told my coming here would prevent this war. I was to assume my father's throne and announce the restoration of Dalmasca, treat with the Empire for peace, and persuade the Resistance to stay their hand. I have not come all this way to be asked to reconsider.
A word from you and the Resistance would stop cold, and Rosaria's pretext for joining the war scattered off to the four winds. This was what we had hoped. Alas, circumstances change. A full 2 years have passed since your reported death. Were it to become known you are still alive, I fear it could only worsen our current situation.
Because I am powerless to help.
Nay, in fact it has little to do with you.
Then what? If Lady Ash were to extend her hand in friendship, perhaps I could then persuade the Emperor. His Excellency will solve things peacefully.
The Emperor Gramis is no more. His life was taken.
What?
Father.
Weren't expecting that, now were you, kid?
What possible cause could we have to lay hand on our Emperor?
A deception and an outrage. The Senate will not stand for this.
Senate won't stand at all.
A viper amongst our senators?
With Chairman Gregoroth as its head. With what dignity remained him, he confessed to the poisoning and passed his own
A
sentence.
viper with many tails. Much of the Senate is culpable.
We had no choice but to strip the Senate of authority and assign powers of autocracy to myself until such time as order...
Spare me your lies! I see the serpent coiled here before me!
Grace, you speak too freely.
Zargabath! Do not tell me you join in this mama's farce!
With Rosaria poised to invade at any moment, our leader must have a free hand.
The once great House Solidor is now reduced to myself and my dear brother Larsa.
Surely you would not go so far. Vayne Solidor! As Judge Magister and upholder of the law, I hereby place you under arrest.
Stab.
You misunderstand. Vayne did not make himself autocrat. It was the very Ministry of Law which you serve. Do you see it now, Drace? When you bared your sword at His Excellency, you bared your sword at the law.
You wear the mummers motley well, Bergen.
Stabby stab. Throw her out the window. It's tough for an old guy.
Such strength. Inhuman.
Zargabath, take the Alexander. You will accompany Bergen and bring Larsa back to me.
Sire.
Your Excellency, Lord Larsa was placed under my charge.
Oh? Perhaps you mistook your orders, then. I can see no other explanation for why you were reporting and conjecturing on my doings to my late father.
Your Excellency.
A hound begging for scraps at the Emperor's table. Would you serve another master, Hound? You may fulfill your duty as Judge Magister before us all. She has been tried and found guilty.
Your Excellency, I beg you reconsider.
Told you, stabby stab.
Do it. I care not. Live, Gabranth. Protect the young lord. Protect Larsa.
Forgive me.
Pray be quick.
And so House Solidor lives on.
Fratricide, patricide. Dude's going off the hook.
Let us suppose you approach the Empire with a peaceful resolution. The late Emperor Gramis would have lent you his ear, that much is certain, but we are dealing with Vayne Solidor. Should the princess return, he would claim her an impostor, or to tempt the resistance into battle. Vayne wants this war, that much is certain. As our ill luck would have it, the man is a military genius.
The dreams have told me thus. To reveal yourself would imperil us all. I see war, and Vayne's name writ bold on history's page.
Arcadia's banners fly high. They are making ready for the coming war. According to our latest reports, the Western Armada prepares for war, under Vayne's command, no less. The newly formed 12th Fleet has already been deployed. Oh yes, the Imperial First Fleet stands ready. They'll be underway as soon as the Odin's refit is complete. And there is more. The 2nd Caravan Expeditionary Force is being called in to replace the missing 8th, so there will be no gaps. The largest force ever seen!
And then, the Nethicite is the coup de grace. Grand Kiltius, your grace. I spoke to you of my succession. Let us put that aside. Should I become Queen of Dalmasca now, powerless as I am, I can protect nothing. With a greater power at my disposal, perhaps then.
It is the Nethicite of which you dream?
I require something far greater.
Oh.
To wield power against power. Truly the words of a human child.
I am descended from the Dynast King himself.
Indeed. Then you have but one choice. Seek you the other power Wraithwall left.
Does such a thing exist?
Journey across the Paramana Rift to the still shrine of Miriam. There rests the gift he entrusted to the Grand Kiltius of his time. Seek it out. The Sword of Kings can cut through Nethicite. Why he would entrust the power to destroy Nethicite, the instrument of his greatness, to another and not to his own progeny, I cannot say. Awaken Ashelia Benagan, and take up your sword, or your dream will remain but a dream.
Still hasn't recovered.
My dream too fades into day.
Bye-bye, Lars. Hey, doggo. What, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? No. Alright. Somebody does not want to play today. I really need to talk to any of these people. Some sort of dragon in there. Okay. South through the perimeter to find the soul shrine of Miriam. A fiends along the way. What? So many people around. Should probably invest in some better armor for everybody. Wow. enough for real. Let's see here. Sell that. Mage's hat. Mystic armor. Feel so dirty selling this. I can buy. So now, alright, we're all optimized out the wazoo. Balthier's 21. Fran and Bosch are 21. Let's beefcake up this party. Let's see if the ice brand will heal these guys. Push back to the firebrand. Guess not. So I need to go down, down, diddly down. I could have sold a whole bunch of stuff, got more money. Wait, is it still pretty low? Yeah, we're still pretty low. Crane thing.
Yeah.
What I really need to do is like go back to Rabanastre or Dalmasca, yeah, no, Rabanastre, and hit like the Ester Sand and just walk around there for a couple hours, load up a lot of license points, get all the gambits I need, just max out everything. No, we are running. Asha's KO'd. She's silenced. That works better. Save just because. Just because. Ooh.
Yeah. Let's do some equipment swapping here. See if this helps any in her damage output. Alright, so this did take us here. Oof, of course we hit a bomb. Yeah. Nope, yeah. We didn't. We can't reach it. Yeah. Fran, why aren't you attacking? Yeah. Watch out for the traps, people.
What's that?
Revive. Nice. Don't see too many of those. Or is that a remedy? Might have been a remedy. Yep, remedy. Check all the places. Oh. I really hope this ice is big enough to hold us all. You never know what you're gonna find here. Gladius, huh? Gladius, yeah, it's a dagger. Oof, it's a much weaker dagger than my katana. Let's get him. Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Alright, we're good. Let's head down the mountain path. Wait, I almost forgot one. Glacial staff. Nope. Not what I'm looking for. I don't ever remember being in this place. Tourmaline ring. Let's. Come on, run faster. Another tourmaline ring. Immune to poison and sap. What? Ah, wait. Yeah, she's gonna do that. Okay. Now we've got those. There's nothing here. Let's see. It's a long run. I already have it. Yeah. Cutscene. Nope. Save spot. Are we worthy of the Dynast King? Probably not. Stop. Oh, lovely, more bats. Especially one of the first things we find here on the map.
Ha! Yeah!
And another ice shield.
Yeah! Yeah! Ha!
Now this is how we get in.
Yeah! Yeah!
Alright. Embracer of Dawn's Light, I summon you. Okay. Then we probably have to do this. Oh, that's what I missed. Alright, so I don't need her. I didn't go far enough. That was my problem. Go on one side, come out the other. You know how it is. Oof, that's steep. Where's locked from within? Alright, so we go try the other one. Magic's binding the ruins fade. What? Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's because she has no... That's right. 'Cause she has no... thing. She's the one that needs the... Forgot about that. Alright. Finish up, let's go. We got this, folks. We got this. Those guys are big, but I'm bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Sorry, but she's a better healer.
Yeah.
Really? That's Bosh.
You cannot end us.
Oh my goodness, come on. Come on, you almost got him. There we go. Holy cannoli, that was a storm. Alright, so we're going to get rid of Vanillo. Bring back those people. One chest down there. Countdown. Just for a short time. Okay. Ah.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
Where did she go?
Ha. Yeah.
They're not playing around. Not playing around at all.
Ha. Yeah. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha.
Very nice. Comes another one.
Ha. Yeah.
I should make her immune to mute, just in case.
Ha.
Of course, I'm going to do both sides. I need the RP. One more, people. Let's take him down.
Yeah.
Read the inscription. Sacred relic held spittle grace. She's got to equip the Dawn Shard. Is that the way we came in? Yeah, that was the way we came in. Oh wait, but yes, but now we can go this way. That's right. Oh, you're not gonna come get us? The green one. Life crystal.
Yeah. 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 Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
We destroyed the life crystal. Much better. Yes, save the game. something else we gotta fight here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, a flaming nightmare. Wow.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
Probably try to immobilize me. Oh, back. get him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To Guardians 3 I trust, that the worthy may pass, all others shall be shunned. Shall be shunned. So it's down this other way. See, they came back. We're probably going to be in for quite a fight, so... These guys again.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Angry. Ooh. Gold needle.
Yeah. Reflect. That's nice. No one can equip it. It traps all over the place. I'm gonna try something. Yeah.
Nope. Let's heal him. BlizzCon apparently is going on.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 remaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
Enchanters have it.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! 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 Ha! Yeah!
Ah, it goes up and down.
Ha! Ha! Yeah! Ha!
Let me do something here real quick. I don't know if this will work.
don't know if we're gonna get any audio from that. Thing. Hold on. Oh, that's fine. Is that why we can't hear that? Maybe. I can hear that. Can you? No, the browser source doesn't have any audio coming through. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of that real quick. That get rid of. Sorry, I gotta answer a text here. No, it's not letting me do it. Alright, sorry.
Strange.
Greetings to you. Seems you're ready for the real thing.
Got a text from work, gotta answer real quick. Gotta find the answer. Come on. Okay. Is enough work stuff?
Ha! Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
It's not gonna help you. So I can take this con out of here because can't watch it.
Ha! Yeah. Ha! Ha! Yeah.
Ashura. Remedy. Oh boy. What? Ramasa. What weapon was it? Two-handed sword. Ninja sword. One. Yes. No one's. Alright, well. I got a pretty wicked sword in my pocket. You again.
Ha! Yeah! Ha! Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
But let's go back to the class, because there's just nothing more exciting to be able to introduce to a Diablo game than another class for players to check out.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. We don't get to do this very often, right?
I think it was you that said that, John. There's always room around the campfire.
There's always a little room.
We had kind of like very core archetypes to begin with. The brute strength of the barbarian, the arcane knowledge of the sorceress, kind of a return of a shape-shifting classic with the druid. No RPG lineup is complete without that dexterity class that's kind of like defeating enemies with finesse, with speed. And we kept coming back to just the idea of bringing it to the kind of the godfather of the road that we saw in Diablo 1.
I mean, you got me excited about the road. Yeah. I know that like when we were exploring different classes, you talked about some of your experience with Diablo 1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. One of the things that's super cool is like the rogue was always able to adapt to the playstyle. The fans of Diablo 1, Diablo 2 rogues will be able to create very archetypical rogues, starting with the weapon. On the melee weapon side, rogues can use swords and daggers.
Yeah.
As well as bows and crossbows on the range side.
You know, just the sort of dagger attacks mixed with bow attacks, it's like, it just looks great on screen. With all the classes having this real strong identity
We get here.
as far as the animations and what they do, you think about
Chronos
the druid shape-shifting or the barbarian with sort of, you know, his leap attacks. There's just all these great things that you discover with the rogue that you can't really do with other classes.
I love that you can start cosmetically from such a iconic place where you're wearing the red armor, you kind of look like part of the sisterhood of the Sightless Eye from the original games. You know, you can maybe even add some tattoos into the mix, some scars, make that rogue your own. Or if your fantasy of the rogue is a more traditional outlaw, you're definitely able to create that kind of hood and half mask and be more of a shadowy character.
Yeah, and the character customization, you kind of mentioned it, being able to craft that, you know, that the class of your dreams or your nightmares. It was a feature that I was honestly super nervous about when I started, because we never had this in a Diablo game, but seeing where it is now is one of those things that like, I'm super excited about with where we're at. There's just a lot of creativity and fun looks, and you can be that you know, tattooed criminal outlaw, where you can be a more noble looking kind of, you know, sort of thief with good morals.
Well, one of the things that we kind of kept running with beyond just the cosmetics was customization. We had this niche to fill in the class lineup that spoke to the finesse player, to the dexterity player, and just that everyone's idea of what that could be was a little bit different, whether it would lean more on range or melee. But we took that a little bit further. We really wanted to have our game have that one thing that makes you go like, that's bullshit when you see a player use it, and then makes you want to re-roll that class, because no other class gets it. For the rogue, is the class specialization. The three specializations are combo points, Shadow Realm, and exploit weakness.
I like Shadow Realm.
I don't think this is anything down here. I'm just
it's small.
going for
I just pull 2 guys into the Shadow Realm and nuke it out,
completion
and then I come back in. I'm like, all right, smaller problem.
I love the idea of exploit weakness. The way it works is during some of the enemy attacks, players will see an icon flash over the enemy side, during which time they will get retaliated with much more damage than an ordinary attack. If you're quick in the draw, this is the specialization for you. I'm just like a little bit skill capped there, and you know, like every time I try to make it work, I'm just a little bit shy of the skill level that's required for that.
It's almost like you're a surgeon. And it requires a really strong ability to assess what's happening all around you.
My personal favorite is the combo point specialization. As you might expect, this ability lets you build multiple combo points, which enhance your spender's effectiveness in combat. It basically just like gets into this rhythm of combat, with like 3 builders to a spender, lets you build up to these big moments. And
Nothing here.
It almost makes like a rhythm game out of combat, which I really enjoy. And the way the class specializations work is you will work with one of the world groups of rogues around the world in Sanctuary that you will find and do class-specific quests that no other class can do. Whether it's the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye, the remnants of that order that you choose to work with, or the mercenaries of Kyrgyzstan, or the the outlaw smugglers of the Cloth of Halazar. Depending on maybe on what's in your class fantasy, depending on which specialization speaks to you or you find more powerful, you'll be able to complete that quest line and then activate that specialization, which then you can mix and match with any of the playstyles. So you could be a combo points, range, or melee player, but you could also be a support weakness, range, or melee, or hybrid player. It just gives the class such huge variety in builds and playstyles.
I love how it ties into the world aspect. The ability to go to understand how things are and get these special quests that only the rogue can get. That touches on one of the things that I love that we've done, which is like connecting the weapons and equipment to regions. When you're exploring the world and you pick up a sword and hit it, and it's a similar, right? If you're up in Scotland, which is up in the north, it's more like a broadsword. It's this sort of like this. It's really different armors that you get in different regions, like they're from a place. So every time I play the game, I feel it, I see it in just like subtle ways. It just really enhances the overall sense of immersion and experience, and I just want to see what's around the corner.
The weapons are also like going back all the way to Diablo 2, just such an integral part of the class. And the ability to augment the weapon through magic, through enhancements, is just something that really spoke to us when we try to tap into the core of the class. Going back to those mercenaries that we hired, it was always kind of cool to see what kind of special arrow shot they would come with. And it's something we paid homage to with the imbue system, all the way from directly elemental imbues like the frost imbue,
Hammerhead.
feels a lot like the ice arrows that the D2 mercenaries used to shoot, all the way to we expanded to feel a little greener, a little darker into things like poison imbue and shadow imbue. Just the ability to take any sort of mix and match of those imbues.
Once it kind of clicked for me that I could take any ability and imbue it with, either of those elements. Rain of Arrows with Frost and Rain of Arrows with Acid is completely different, right? Like, you're essentially freezing the battlefield, and then I just love Poison Imbue because of the gruesome deaths that all the monsters experience. And we've had a ton of fun making that art, so it's always fun to kind of see the, just a field of goatmen melt into nothing. You just kill everything on the screen in a gory mess, which I never really gets old.
It's a really flexible way to take a build that you're already comfortable with, that you already like. Say you're really comfortable with flurry and shadow step as your melee skills, and you find yourself needing more crowd control. Without changing your playstyle, you can just add the frost imbue. Now you're able to use those same abilities to slow down enemies, build up to a full freeze.
Yeah, and Frost Imbue plays pretty well with group play as well, right? Where I can freeze an enemy and somebody else can blow it up.
Or also, the way that chills work in the game, they build up to a full freeze. So if your best buddy is a sorceress player, your chill
I am going to pause it here for a few minutes and get dinner
will
ready.
actually build up faster
cooking.
than if you were using a single player.
I will be back shortly.
Just ask to open with Blizzard before you frost imbue, and you'll basically be freezing enemies twice as fast, which is super awesome synergy. So the last thing that's worth spending some time talking about the rogue is like how mobile the class is, just how able the class is to kind of close the gap between themselves and the enemy. Even while they're mounted, you might find yourself, a full screen away and just dismounting into a rain of arrows, closing the rest of that gap with maybe like a dash, and then getting back out of there, dropping some caltrops. They can basically control the fluid motion of combat in a way that no other class can. That's something that beyond all of the other customization options that you have, whether it's the playstyle, whether it's the range at which you engage with enemies, whether it's the cosmetics, just the sheer mobility of the class lets you just adapt to the situations. Even when you would have totally been toast as another class, a room full of elites, you're able to use offensive abilities in creative ways. Abilities like shadow stuff, right? Like abilities like Shadow Realm, abilities like dash. You're able to kind of like use them to your advantage in a way that gets you out of a very dangerous situation by picking that one lone skeleton archer that maybe is not surrounded by everything else. You can shadow step there, get out of the way, and live to fight another day, which just feels like such a rogue thing to do.
When I play the rogue, I really do feel like surgical precision. I really feel like I can move through the whole screen without. It feels kind of effortless, and almost sometimes a little unfair. It's like when I go into Shadow Realm and I'm dashing, I'm like, am I cheating? Did I just break the game?
And we'll hear more about PvP in a little bit, but I just couldn't go without mentioning that some of our most feared PvP players on the team play rogue, and just the way they're able to surprise you. You might be with a group of friends, and just that mobility lets them go to the middle of the group, unleash a rain of arrows that's frost imbued, and before you know it, you're all frozen. And looking at a rogue while you're frozen, let me tell you, there are fewer scarier things in our game right now than that.
So Luis, this was this was like the ultimate blog post. This has been a lot of fun getting to share a new addition to the campfire. And of course, there's probably going to be more in the future, right? We always say there's a little bit more room around that campfire.
That's right, and that pretty much wraps it up for the Rogue. So why don't we go to Joe and Karina and learn a little bit more about those open world features that we promised.
Well, thank you to Luis and John for introducing the Rogue, which I'm really excited that we finally got a chance to talk about and announce to the community. And we're here today to talk to you about Diablo 4 and the open world. Now, I think maybe the best way to start this conversation, Karina, would be just for me to ask you, what are you most excited about? What we're adding in Diablo 4 for the open world? What feature? What mechanic? What are you most excited to talk about first?
I am really excited about just exploring the world. I am a huge completist naturally. That's the way I play, and I love exploring and looking after every single nook and cranny. The more this game has been growing, particularly since last BlizzCon, the more fun I am having just riding around the open world on my mount and exploring everything I possibly can.
Yeah, it's really fun, I think, now that we've kind of taken Sanctuary and just made it so much larger when you're playing through the game. When you compare it to Diablo 3 or Diablo 2, there's tons of exploration and movement throughout the world in those games, obviously, but now that we've really been able to embrace the open world concept, we can really dive much deeper into how does Sanctuary actually all fit together? Be able to ride from Skazglench to the Fractured Peaks. It's very, very interesting that way. One of the things about that I think is really neat is the collection aspect of mounts. So, there's all these horse breeds and other mounts you can find throughout the world, from completing puzzles or just finding hidden locations or slaying certain particular kinds of monsters. Find various horses or things to customize your horse with, like horse armor. There are hoof plates you can get and trophies to show off your accomplishments. There's lots of different ways to make sure that you can personalize your mount, make it really feel like it's your companion.
Yeah, it's really cool that, like you mentioned with the horseshoes, you get to actually change the speed at which your horse can run, and it's something I like to be able to customize the horse to the type of gameplay that I like to enjoy as a player. And it's really, really fun. I like the amount of variety that you give us.
And there's more to mounts than just that as well. So one thing we know we didn't want to do with mounts in Diablo 4 is we didn't want to have jousting, this idea of fighting from horseback. It's not really the Diablo experience, right?
Yeah, that's something I'm super excited for. Like we showed last BlizzCon, we had the sorceress. We showed her dismount skill Ice Dash, where she shoots forwards off her mount and destroys everything in her path. But with the Rogue, we got to have a little bit more fun with it. And the animation department has done a fantastic job of having her leap up into the air and fire down a rain of arrows that destroys everything. It's really, really cool. It feels really good.
The idea of leaping from your saddle and just raining arrows down on your enemies as you pass by. Getting down the frame and starting to stab people and close people. That is spot on what we're looking for. Being able to jump in, engage with enemies from the forward, and then fight out, skills and everything else like that.
It it's interesting that your mount can get damaged, but if a monster actually attacks you while you're mounted, you will actually be forced to dismount. So there is a
Metallic
side of actually
equipment grows
judging for
heavy.
yourself when you do want to use that skill in order to
Ah, crap.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of gameplay there to make sure that you're using it in a way that is most appropriate to get where you're trying to go, and also fight the monsters you want. One of the things I'm most excited about for the open world right now is the feature we have called camps. Camps are basically these strongholds out in the overworld. You gotta remember that, decades ago, during the events of the Souls, where Mount rose to power, the Reapers killed like 9 out of 10 people Sanctuary. Like a tremendous number of people passed away. That's the power back now, decades later. These monsters have started to move into these places. Bandits, monsters,
It's gonna hurt.
Start to resurface and come back.
Didn't hurt that much.
Themselves. You as the hero, Sanctuary, is kind of one of these spaces. It begins to reclaim them within the Sanctuary. That's part of what's really, really neat. Each of them has their own story, their own unique fixed place in the world.
Unlike Crest, camps are a permanent fixture that you as the player, because that evil, you can actually have
No, confused.
on open world that everyone else can see, because once you have defeated that evil, one of the really fun things is that you basically unlock that camp and you make a new waypoint that didn't exist for yourself. Like suddenly all the marketplaces open up and now you have a blacksmith and a
Now, what we're doing here, this was a village of Carolus, the people here had a problem. The problem was there were bloodthirsty camps.
Almost done.
And the people had come with a solution. They weren't strong enough to defend themselves from these camps. So they made a dark bard and they were able to
What a world!
Sanctuary in many ways when you take these camps back from the enemy. Vendors will come back. Now suddenly there might be like new quest givers, new stories that need to be told. Dungeon entrances is going to appear in some of these places afterwards. Like all kinds of things that occur after you take over the camp and liberate it from these forces of darkness. And again, it's so cool to see you permanently change the world as you find these places and kind of want them to solve these problems. One of the other neat things about camps, and in general, like the overworld, just broadly speaking, is we have so many more opportunities now to kind of play with movement.
It pushes the bar vertically as well as horizontally, and we now have been playing around with the idea of jumping
Sage's Ring
to allow the player to get access to a location that they previously didn't have.
There's all kinds of areas where players find their own path, allowing them extra movement options they haven't had in the Diablo games.
We are also in a vertical top-down camera for the environment, and so it really breaks up the plane that you typically see as like as developers and animators as a player. There's such a huge variety of things that you can possibly do to mix it up and make things
here's
different. There's like certain puzzle elements to it, but it's not so straightforward and not always obvious. So it's not just a matter of running through the world and getting to your goal. It's you have to think about it.
Much more do I need?
Now, Karina.
That's basically it.
No,
there's more down.
PvP.
I'm a huge fan of PvP. I love the first time that we all actually had a chance to, as a whole team, play PvP, because the amount of feedback that generated, I think it took design like 3 days to go through it all. And what that showed me is that I find everyone either
Guardian 3 Facey the Blade with Relic Bearer join your filthy swear to me.
That the hatred of Mephisto has been bubbling up from hell and has created these areas in the open world that you can really walk into. That
it can be rotated.
Consumes you and
rotate the statue.
Against your fellow players.
PvP, even in these areas, these fields of hatred, right? Even in these spaces, it's not like mandatory. So these are optional places players can choose to go to kind of collect shards of hatred that they can collect from like killing monsters, from completing events, opening chests, all kinds of ways to earn these things, not necessarily just killing players. And as you complete shards of hatred, they're kind of in an unpurified state. They're in a basic state. You need to bring them to a purification event in order to turn them into a currency that you can then use in the nearby, like, small campus around hatred. What's really neat about that is that when you're trying trying to purify these things. That's when everybody nearby finds out. Here, like, oh, okay, someone's actually trying to complete the mutation, which we need to go and kill those players and take all of their shards before they finish. Once you purify them, they're yours. You can't lose them. But before they're purified, they're free game.
Yeah, I think it's really important to note that, like, even if you don't want to engage with other PvP players, you can actually explore those areas and collect the shards of hatreds from specifically monsters. But the second you need to then turn them in and purify them into a currency where you can spend them on gear, trophies, and other content, you actually are hostile yourself and actually can be attacked during that single moment. But I think that really creates a lot of opportunity for you to team up with friends for just that one little moment in order to gain the reward that you spent so much time with.
So you called out earlier that the shards of hatred are used for like some of the vendors you find in the fields of hatred. There are some special vendors that only kind of arrive in these areas. Will have special costumes or new mounts and weapons and things along those lines. Nothing that's like strictly powerful and such you get in parts of the game, but something that really like speaks to your desire as a PvP player. And I think one of the things that's really kind of neat about this in general is that as a player, if you choose to go hostile, betray the players that are near you, try to get as many shards of hatred as you can, you're going to slowly begin to kind of infuse yourself with that same curse of Mephisto. And you're going to become a vessel of hatred. Now, once you do that, everyone within a very large radius of you is going to be able to see you as a threat on the map. And they're going to get a bonus for killing you. So when that occurs, you have a set amount of time you need to survive. If you're able to do that without running away or jumping in a town portal and trying to escape, if you're able to do that and finish that period, you manage to escape or defeat your people who are coming to try to destroy you, you're going to get a really big bonus at the end. And that's been really, really exciting to watch in our playtests already. People are like kind of wrestling through the status and then trying to defend it once they actually achieve it.
Yeah, and there's also the ears that you get to collect as a trophy. It harkens back to the D2. I think you can sell the ears for 1 gold. I don't know if you're going to be doing that. I know we were playing around with them as currency at one point, but I think right now it's just a cool trophy that you get to collect and show off.
Yeah, right now, very, very cool trophy. The thing that's really neat about the Diablo 2 ears, like, you fill up your whole inventory with them, obviously, but being able to see, like, the people that you took the ears from, like, seeing their character names on there was always, like, really the interesting, fun part. Kind of proof, like, yeah, I got that person that time, right? So we want to make sure that we embrace that aspect of it. That's the important part for us. I think that's going to be a really, really great callback to Diablo 2 PvP.
Right, yeah. So I love where PvP is going, and I love that it is such it's only one part of how large and open the world is, and really harkens back to the
I'm super excited as well. I mean, there's so much to look forward to in Diablo 4 right now. We're going to talk about today just the surface. In general, with Diablo 4, forward to in the franchise in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching today. We look forward to speaking more about the game.
Dolby is a proud partner.
In this house, I leave my limitations behind. I dash through green fields. I trek over white beaches. But I'm never alone.
Ready? Let's go.
And my trainer is with me on this journey. Pushing me further.
Yeah.
Here, I find goodness, the home of interactive personal training.
Ha!
TurnersvilleJeep.com is our $199 President's Day sales event. Lease the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4 for $199 a month. Qualified buyers get 0% for 72 months. Drive a little, save a lot at TurnersvilleJeep.com.
Are you looking for a new way to make up to $700 this month? And help save lives? Donate plasma and make up to $700 this month. CSI Plasma.
Introducing new extra charge coffee at Dunkin' because it's time for a little extra this year. Extra boost, extra kick. So we're extra good
Hopefully that takes us back to
This couch.
Yeah.
underground.
A house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at US Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
Tell me that wasn't the right. Oh.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Depends on how you spend it. You can get inspiration from cartoons. Did you see that? Whoa! Or sometimes the game itself will inspire you. To dance, or just be completely unexpected.
Alright, come back in a minute.
Make something.
Yeah.
Educated Collins and chat. We see you get hyped for all the announcements, all the more in-depth look at all that Blizzard has to offer.
Yeah.
What do you think, man, of that show?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's BlizzCon Online, and thank you, Alex, for joining us here on Twitch Gaming. Of course, you're a part of the show, so
Yeah.
all the awesome have an awesome about
Yeah.
this game. It's all about gamers like us, all of you celebration games. Announcement Blizzard stuff.
Yeah.
My goes back all the way to and then playing a little bit of Overwatch.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in all the things. What about yourself? What is your experience?
Yeah.
I've always been like a strategy. Always like bonus, right? Card games
Yeah.
have been really big for me, right? So when it's Hearthstone,
You cannot end this.
Yeah.
Right. But reality was just playing nonstop, you know, and just it's great to have that. You love a game, you're really passionate about it. So
Yeah.
the game you're really passionate about it. So it's good that we're
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and on today's show, we're going to have that more awesome experience, that joy, that celebration. We're going to be covering some of the biggest news, of course, that happened on BlizzCon Online, including the amazing Diablo event that you just saw post after BlizzCon Online. And we got the Blizzard Arcade Collection to talk about the adorable Warcraft pets. You know, they have the sloth and the... I have one, I'm really interested in the sloth. And also, we're going to be sitting down with the executive producer of the Diablo franchise, Rod Ferguson. And how do we know one of the biggest events that you taught? How do we know? Well, don't worry, chat. We have this amazing thing called the Chat Decoder that kind of broke down all the hype that happened throughout the entire Twitch universe during BlizzCon Online, and we're gonna have to bring that in the back half of the show. But let's just go ahead and start off with topic number one here. Blizzard Arcade Collection has been announced, and oh my goodness, Cosmo, we were kind of talking about behind the scenes. You said I wasn't even born during these games. Tell me more about that, man.
When it first came out, I wasn't alive. It was just like, it's just crazy to think that Blizzard has been around
All the party
for
movers
so
were
long,
falling.
just creating good and play fun games.
How in the world did that
at
happen?
the time, right? Just like things to go back and just be nostalgic about. Oh yeah, you remember when we played this? No, not me. Don't remember.
Right.
All the people that are here, feature back, right? You ever want to play these games, right? They come with save now. You remember? I remember playing games don't have save. You die, it's over. There's a little thrill in that, but there's also a lot of frustration that comes with that kind of feature. So I'm glad to be able to like enjoy the game at your own pace, right? You play until you want to, right? And it's just nice to see all these games coming back to us, and for free if you've already purchased Blizzard games before.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Like what I like about these, they really wanted to make it just a remaster. You know, they added the museum feature. They go back to their real catalog in the museum. They get the concept art. I mean, we have these awesome free fighting games, right? You have the Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Black. You can see that they really have that collection really set in a way that it's celebrating the past, right? It's not just a rehashing. It's not throwing out there for a quick bag, you know. It's all about it just for people like you wanting to experience what Blizzard came from.
Yeah, celebrating a Blizzard from the get-go, right? It's been 30 years. That's a long time, right?
30, yes.
A lot of games throughout that time, right? It's not just it's always nice. Anytime I play with my brothers, right, we always go back and play the old games just to, you know, remember as, you know, when you're younger, just like, oh, you remember playing this together, let's do it again, you know? And here you can get that feeling right back, given it just to us, so it's always nice to go back and
They have the features like the save anywhere in the museum and the watch mode. Of course, you mentioned that if you have a subscription, it's going to be free. If you're not, it's only $19.99 to go ahead and jump on into the fun for the Blizzard Arcade. I mean, that's what's really awesome about it, and I feel like that's been a kind of a theme throughout this entire BlizzCon Online is celebrating the past. Franchise or cornerstone franchises of Blizzard back to, you know, today's audience and modernizing it as well to make it digestible. Because you mentioned it before. That's it. And I have to talk about my trials and tribulations of retro gaming. I don't want to talk about the Lion King. I don't want to take a Hey, retro gaming is no joke, man. I wish they had a save feature there, but wow. So, speaking of the past and speaking about this,
I can't.
And that is the Rogue class in Diablo 4's making
I will be back here.
What are your thoughts about this? That's what we also talked about as well, Collins, is that you said at any time Diablo introduces a new class, it's basically a whole new game vibe.
Yeah, and there's so much to talk about when it comes to new classes. They're taking inspiration from Diablo 1, Diablo 2 character classes and just remaking it for a modern era. And rogues are just a particular type of gameplay, right? It's those skill testers, you know, those speed runners that love to go rogue, right? Just find the ways to break things, you know. Go jump on your horse, jump up, rain arrows, and just murder people. So it's just it's really nice to see. The trailer as well was very dark. It was. They just plays. I thought it was a coin at first. I thought she was talking to the father, just like, here's a coin, I have sinned. But no, you reveal it is ears. It's a flesh dark.
It's a flashback. I mean, they talked about it back in 2019 that they were going to shoot for more dark, and of course, as we mentioned, it's a new class, but it's been a NPC from before. So again, I'm really happy that you're here, Collins, and I'm sure, chat, if you're out there, if you have anything to add to it, be sure to keep up the conversations, and of course, look out for those polls, and we're also going to, like I mentioned, Rod Ferguson's going to come up here, and we're going to pick his brain, or I don't pick his ear about that. I don't know, man.
Let's not do that.
I don't think I'm worthy to take the ear of Rod Ferguson. I'll bend his ear for a little bit, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to say is like Twitter was blowing up about this trailer. I mean, you nailed it right on the head. It's dark, it's brooding, and at the same time, Blizzard knows how to do cinematics very well.
Yeah, I was getting goosebumps on this one. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do that. Another thing I really loved is sometimes when you have characters, right, they kind of rely on their own archetype, right? They do their own thing, and I'm a really big proponent of adding magic into every class I play. I loved when they had the ice arrows, and it just showcased that it's not just magic isn't locked into just one specific class. You can do a lot of customizations with all the classes. You can create ice, you can create fire, you can create poison. And the Shadow Realms, that's a bit of magic for me, you know. If I play this class, I would abuse that ability. Oh, can I just bring you into a 1v1? Let's go. So I love to see that.
Yeah, they talked about the combo points, and they talked about the Shadow Realms, some of the awesome things that they have as part of that rogue class. And like I mentioned, Twitter was blowing up about the rogue class. Everyone's so excited about that. But yo, the excitement doesn't stop. It continues here on the post show here for BlizzCon Online 2021. We're gonna go ahead and keep talking about it, and we're just got a word that our special guest is ready to join us here. I'm very excited to bring him on. Before Blizzard, he's been working on some of the favorite games, including BioShock Infinite, Gears, and Gears of War. And he's the executive producer of the entire Diablo franchise. Let's give a warm, hot welcome to Rod Ferguson. Clap, 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 clap everywhere. Rod, welcome to the show. Congratulations to a successful BlizzCon Online. How does it feel, I guess, to kind of let it all out there? Now it's out. You got it all out.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to be able to announce the Rogue for D4, to be able to finally get Diablo 2 Resurrected announced. Like, we couldn't even make shirts for the dev team. We were like, we can't have shirts till we're announced. So it's the first thing I told the team was like, hey, as soon as we announce at 6 o'clock, press the button, I order the shirts.
Nice. I mean, no doubt, you wish that you were actually there in person. There's nothing like being in Anaheim for BlizzCon. What was it like putting the show together remotely, so to speak?
Yeah, it's definitely a different challenge. You know, I'm choosing to quarantine here in North Carolina with my family, and so it's been interesting to kind of do it remotely. I made fun last night on Twitter because to be able to do what I'm doing right now with you, I've got 5 different lights on me. I've got a boom mic. I've got a camera. I've got 2 8-foot backgrounds behind me. So it's really interesting how my kitchen table has been turned into a filming studio. But it's been great. You know, it's one of the things that would just. When I joined Blizzard on March 3rd, and 8 days later we were doing work from home, and so pretty much my entire year at Blizzard has been done remotely. But the support of Blizzard has been fantastic. They were, you know, when there's things like no hand sanitizer, no toilet paper, they were doing. They could go through the parking garage and get things delivered to you, and they could allow you to be able to get equipment to turn your workspace at home, shipping computers out, and it was just phenomenal to see. You know, my introduction to the company was
yeah, ha, yeah.
And how resilient the team has been, because as you can see, we've been making great progress. Even as a company, we have Hearthstone expansion.
I mean, Rob, you are no stranger to like take over the huge tentpoles of Blizzard that you're gonna take on a standing brand like Diablo.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a realization of a dream, right? I mean, it's one of those things that you know, I started in the industry about 21 years ago, and you know, Diablo 2 is about 21 years ago. And it's one of those things where it sort of inspires you to do more. I'm definitely a huge Diablo fan, and people even know. If you go back to all my old interviews that I did before when they talk about the games, I always end up talking about Diablo. So this was really the reason why. I mean, I'd spent 15 years with Gears of War.
We're
and
gonna
when the
die here. This is not good.
The franchise for something that meant so much to me.
It cannot end us.
You oversaw the remaster of Gears, that remaster to the Diablo 2's resurrection?
Yeah, it's really about it's about how you deliver that authentic experience.
It cannot end us.
Provide quality of life or to make it feel contemporary. Much like the Gears remaster where we redid the cinematics from scratch, we're doing the same for Diablo 2 Resurrected where we're making it shot for shot.
Got a surprise for you.
So it's just, we wanted to tell the same story, east, always east, but we want it to be done in a like, latest and greatest quality way. And
No.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like working on different games, right? They all have different aspects. Right now, you're working on 3 major Diablo games, right? How does the team plan and prepare for that? All being so different, they must have different, groups that work on each different game.
Yeah, we have 3 teams, so that's one of the great things. We're able to that it's dedicated teams to these 3 great games, and and they're the same as all Diablo, but they're very different in the way that they play. Diablo 2 is going back to that classic inventory Tetris, having to discover the Den of Evil changes every time, and all those sorts of things, right? And
No.
it allows you to play Diablo wherever you are. You have this great authentic AAA Diablo experience, but you can do it in your bathroom. You're in the line of fame, right? And then Diablo 4 is bringing
It cannot end us.
franchise back in a really big way, and we're going back to that return to darkness, that feeling of D1 and D2, and we're really embracing that, but now with open world elements, with camps and mounts and world bosses and great social plays. So they kind of each have their
And on that unsavory note, I'm going to call it. Thanks for hanging out. Stop by.
Rod, everyone was
Catch y'all later. Be safe, be well, and don't forget to be awesome.
update for Diablo 4. Do you feel that you delivered on the hype today? Like that trailer, that gave me goosebumps. That gave Colin. Colin was holding on to his ears.
Number of times I've watched that trailer as we've gone and I get goosebumps every time. We said it best, I think, in the opening ceremony when he talked about what a rare privilege it is to be able to bring a new class to a Diablo game. And what's great about the Rogue in D4 is it's sort of a little bit of everything. It's got that D1 Rogue, it's got the Diablo 2 Assassin, it's got the Diablo 3 Demon Hunter, and then a bunch of new stuff just for D4. And it's so to be able to bring this sort of new play style, to be that adaptable, because it's going to be ranged plus melee plus some magic, because you got shadow and you have poison and your frost, and it's so adaptable. Like the situation changes and an elite pack shows up, and now you have to change your tactics, and you can do it on the fly. It's a great class, and we love being able to announce it the way that we did.
Collins, during the we were watching the trailer, you talked about the Rogue class, and you had like a specific question for Rod.
I was wondering if the classes are related to the fractions in the universe, because the Rogue was giving me Sister of the Sightless Eyes vibes when I was watching. I was just like, this is just like it. So I was wondering if playing the class, the fractions will be related to the class that you play, or if there's a whole overarching story instead.
Well, what's nice is that we have, the big part of the game, as Louis said in the opening ceremonies, is around customization. Right. So instead of the past, when you look at like Diablo 2 as an example, like the barbarian was the barbarian, the sorceress was the sorceress, right? And this time you're able to change like ethnicities and genders and all sorts of faces, the hair. You can change a lot of things that we didn't want to sort of say this is the rogue. What we wanted to say is you're creating a rogue, but you can create the rogue that you want. What's your backstory? Do you want to be from that faction, or do you want to be from another faction? And so we purposely did this homage back to the Sisters of the Sightless Eye, like purposely choosing the slightly redder armor and kind of giving that wink to the past. But really, it's going to be up to you, and whether you want to embrace the shadow magic. Do you want to embrace poison? Do you want to embrace frost? Do you want to mix them together? Are you ranged? Are you melee? And how do you want to look? Because you're going to be able to like change your armor and dye it different colors, and there's a lot of things you're going to be able to do to make the rogue your rogue. So we didn't want to set a backstory in stone for them, and we wanted you to create your own backstory.
And collect all the ears in the world. Oh, don't forget, before you call in to ask the question, don't forget, chat. You're part of the show. You're part of the experience. Chat up as much as possible, and you may have a question that we haven't thought about for Rod, and then Rod will be happily to answer. But go ahead, Collins.
Well, I wanted to ask first, since we can make the rogue our rogue, is there any ways we can go like a pacifist route? Just, no ears for me. Just like, hey, I've seen what we've done here. Can I avoid this completely, or will there be killing involved no matter what I do?
Well, I think we need to clarify what you're killing in the terms of like killing demons and monsters. You know, returning those minions back to hell. It'll be hard to avoid that, but the ear side of it is speaks to the PvP side. So the idea of player versus player, and that is going to be entirely up to you. You know, the PvP part is another element of the open world, much like camps and much like world events and world bosses. There'll be areas of the world that are sort of these fields of hatred where you can have PvP battles for very specific types of PvP groups. But if you don't want to engage in that, you don't need to. And so it's kind of the same way with whether you want to play alone or with sort of the, you know, as you say, you turn a camp over, it goes from a private instance to a social space where other players will show up. You can choose to engage and team up to go into a dungeon or team up to take on a world boss, or you can choose to continue solo. That's up to you. So a lot of these things are optional about how you want to play the game.
So, Rod, gonna shift gears from D4 to the Diablo 2 Resurrection. I've got a great question from the audience here from PGC Garbo. Or underscore Garbo, very important to get the underscore. Are they just doing Diablo 2 reskin, or will the game and improvements will the game get improvements to the gameplay and added replayability?
Well, I mean, our first thing was really about authenticity, about bringing what's there. So we didn't want to change balance. We weren't adding new classes, new content, those sort of things. It's really about taking what makes Diablo 2 and bringing it over. But we are enhancing it for making it feel contemporary. It's a 21-year-old game now. And so it's got a whole, you know, the original game was two-dimensional, was using sprites. And we've got a whole layer on top of that now that's a 3D engine with physical-based rendering. It's got dynamic lighting, new animations, new effects, 7.1 sound, 4K visuals, and then we actually added some quality of life.
It's in the cabinet on the top shelf. I'll get it for you in a minute.
In the original game, you wanted to give a sword from one character to the other. You had to drop it and re-log in or create a mule character. And this now you have a stash. You can actually just put your sword in, log in your other character, and go and grab it. But we also didn't want we had to be careful about sort of putting in certain changes that maybe the purists wouldn't like. And so another example is auto gold. In a contemporary ARPG, you would expect like, oh, I walk over the gold and I move it up, like I pick up the gold. But you know, classic D2 is click, 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 you know, like it's carpal tunnel on the piles of gold. And you know, that's part of the experience. And so we have that in there. You can turn it on or turn it off. It's up to you and how you want to play. And that's true for the visuals as well. You know, while you're in there in your 4K world, in your 21:9 monitor, and enjoying what is the remaster, with a single button press, it switches over to this legacy toggle. Well, now you're back to 2D sprites and you're seeing the simulation and the game as it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I really like that you have the option of choosing whether you get to have that convenient features, right, like the auto pickup, or choosing whether you want to have the old graphics or the new graphics, right? A lot of times, right, the game designers will just like force things upon you, and you're like, oh, I don't really get to decide whether I want this or not, right? But just having those, like little things like, oh, you know, do you really want this? You can choose not to have it if you don't want it, right? They're small things, but they mean a lot to the player base, right? Just being like, oh, I appreciate that you gave us this option.
This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2259. The name of the place is Babylon 5.
You can still go back and use the class like the original and go and play that gameplay there. So we want to make sure that experience stays the way it is. There's lots of people play today. But yeah, that was one of the reasons why we wanted to kind of separate the days and have two separate.
So, Rod, we have another great question from the chat here. Rob Taylor Ben asks, as a new player of the franchise, saying that well, you know, back then I think I was more of a concept. I haven't actually. So it's so exciting that